I have tons of respect for him because, like I said, it's a puzzle piece to make sure that our properties are profitable. He's been with us since the beginning. I mean, man, one of the first, yeah. And so when we talk about getting our properties up and running and ready to be rented, there are specific things that we need to do. And so I'm going to introduce the man, the myth, the legend. Some of you guys actually heard his name before, Mr. Mike Burkons, and he's going to talk to us about lead inspections.
Hello. All right, I cannot follow these guys as far as the type of speaking or motivational speaking. Does anybody, the people who have properties here, if you had a lead risk assessment to get your lead safe certificate by the city of Cleveland, if you have, do you know what I'm talking about or no? Okay. It's a shitty law. I'm going to tell you right now, don't get mad at me. I didn't make the law. There's a lot about the law that doesn't make any sense. I'm just a provider. I'm just a provider here to help you guys comply with the law because you don't have a choice. So I think in 2019, the city of Cleveland passed this law that requires every rental property built before 1978 to get basically a lead paint inspection. I'm not going to go in, I'm using terminology people in my position wouldn't say is correct, but I'm talking to people, I'm talking to people so you understand it. We're going to call it a lead inspection. It's actually called a lead risk assessment, but every rental property needs to get this every 2 years. Wow. It's a pain in the ass. Now the good part is, right now, I'm not going to say there's nobody who charges less than me, but I think most people are charging $500 or $600 a unit. I charge $400 a unit for a person off the street, but for your group, I charge $330 for a multi-unit and $350 for a single family. Now the good part is once you get your certificate, we email you the link to fill out the reimbursement. You get $750 per unit back. Now, that's not going to go on forever. It's going to go on for as long as they have money left. From what I understand, there's money for at least another year or two. But be prepared when that money runs out that you're you're actually making money on it right now while you're getting $750 back. But just be prepared that one day that's not going to happen. But take advantage of it while it is. Bottom line is, in order to pay, every one of these houses that you buy, for the most part, with a rare exception, is going to have lead paint. Okay, that doesn't mean it's dangerous. That doesn't mean it can't pass. Any house, so lead paint was banned in 1978. Most builders stopped using it around 1965. But any house built before that, which is almost every house from this group that I've done, it has lead paint. You're not going to get rid of the lead paint. Now, some people hear lead paint and it's awful, it's horrible. Lead paint's not good, but as long as certain things happen, it's not dangerous. Bottom line is you can't have significant loose and chipping paint in a house that's that old. Because while that lead paint was used in 1920 and probably the second and third coat in 1930 and 40, after that they used regular paint. And as long as that paint is intact on top, let me just stop real quick. Everybody hear about, oh, that kid ate paint chips?
Yeah, me.
Okay, that's not a myth. That's not a myth. One of the reasons why is before they knew lead paint was dangerous, it tasted like candy. Yeah. So when lead paint chipped, before they knew it was dangerous, kids would pick it up and they would eat it. So
I remember the windowsill at my grandma's house, and they had these little.
And it tasted like candy.
I don't know if I ate it. I might.
I don't think you did. You were pretty normal. But once they realized lead paint is dangerous, every coat of paint after that has an additive in it. So as soon as they paint over that lead paint, if that paint chips and a kid puts it in his mouth, they're going to spit it out. So that's not the issue anymore, unless it is an actual true piece of lead paint that hasn't had a coat over it in 60 years, which I'm not going to say doesn't exist, but it's very rare. Kids aren't putting it in their mouth and eating it, but it gets, when it's cracked and you have cracks and you got loose and chipping paint, it's in the dust. And that's what's dangerous. And in Cleveland, they make it seem like Cleveland is the only city where this happens. I don't believe that's true. I believe we're the only one that tests as much as we do. So they say it's very dangerous, but there is a bigger prevalence in some of these older houses of kids testing for high levels of lead, and anything over 4 decimals per, I don't even know the science, is called elevated, which is bad, but not take the kid to the hospital. But anything over 10 is the kid's poisoned. And I've only run into that. I've probably done 200 houses in the last year, and I've only had 2 that there were a kid in there. And let me just tell you, what sucks is sometimes that kid got lead poison, nothing to do with the house. But if that kid lives in that house right now, I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't matter, you're screwed. Okay? there's a couple of ways to kind of prevent it when you're buying a house. You know, if there's already a tenant in there, maybe ask, because they might not tell you, because, you know, I know that sometimes when you're buying, sometimes you don't have the most back and forth about the tenants, but I'm just gonna tell you, it's just bad luck if it happens. And anybody who tells me, what do I do? You're kind of screwed, because now to fix it, you have got to go through all these hoops, but that's not why I'm here to talk. When they come to me when that happens, I send them to somebody else, because that's just, I couldn't charge enough to help you there. Like, it's just such a pain in the ass, but there's people who do that. But what I do help you with is getting that certificate. One of the things, when you hire me to go, if it's vacant, all I ask you to do is give me a lockbox code. If it's not vacant, I tell you just to give me the tenant contact info, and I'm the one who schedules it. I don't want you trying to schedule their availability matching up with my availability. I take care of all of that. I know within 5 minutes of being at that house if there's something that's going to cause it not to pass. If that's the case, I don't fail you. I know a lot of inspectors fail you so they can charge you to do it again. I don't fail you. I just take videos of whatever it is you have to fix. I send it to you, and I tell you, once you get it fixed, let me know. I come back and I finish the inspection. I don't charge extra for additional visits. I used to, because it's more time, but then I just realized this person, I don't want to give this person any reason to think I have an incentive to tell them there's something wrong with their house. I actually have no incentive, because if I tell you there's something wrong with the house, that means I got to go back. The only reason I'm telling you there's something wrong with the house is because I've got to take a crap load of pictures included in my report. The city scrutinizes these pictures, and if I'm telling you got to fix something, it's because I'm pretty confident if I turn it in like this, the city's going to reject it. So the bottom line is, I'm not charging you extra to go back there. And sometimes they're like, they ask me, do you know somebody who can? Sometimes the punch list is small and simple. Sometimes the punch list is, you've got to paint the whole garage. I tell people, I really don't have anybody for punch lists that are huge. But if it's something small, a couple windows, maybe a porch steps, you know, I have 2 or 3 people I can give you the numbers to. I don't make a nickel off those people. I only refer them because it's not that they're good painters, it's that if a painter doesn't know the standard that needs to be to pass my test, without any bad intent, some of them are going to do much more than they need to do, and some are going to do much less. The 3 people I refer out, they know the standard, so they do just to the standard because they don't charge a crazy amount. But with that said, you don't have to use my people. I don't make a nickel off referring it out. And if you have somebody, that's fine.